For thousands of years, locusts were feared as nature's most destructive force. When they swarm, skies turn black, fields disappear, and in just a few hours, entire harvests are gone. Global damage: an estimated $8.5 billion every single year. To farmers, they were not insects, they were disaster itself. But here's the twist. That very plague is now being rebranded as food. Locusts contain up to 70% protein, nearly double the protein of beef, while needing only a fraction of the land, water, and feed. In fact, 1 acre of locust farming can produce 5 times more protein than cattle. They are rich in minerals, low in fat, easy to digest, and their farming leaves almost no carbon footprint. China alone now produces between 5,000 and 8,000 tons of locusts each year, turning what was once a curse into an industry worth tens of millions. In Africa, they're called gold from the sky, harvested by the ton at almost no cost. So the question is, how did humanity transform a pest responsible for famine into a potential superfood of the future? And to uncover it, we begin not in the wild, but inside carefully controlled farms where billions of eggs are turned into one of the world's most surprising new food sources. Part 1. Breeding explosions: from eggs to billions. Every locust farm begins with an invisible secret: the egg. A single female in her short lifespan can deposit 600 to 1,000 eggs, divided into clusters of 20 to 100 at a time. Now imagine hundreds of females laying together overnight. A handful of cages can produce tens of thousands of new lives. To control this power of multiplication, farms recreate the exact conditions of a hot summer. Temperatures are kept steady between 30 and 35 degrees Celsius, with humidity hovering around 60 to 70%. At the bottom of each enclosure, trays filled with moist sand are prepared. Females pierce the sand with their sharp ovipositors and bury their eggs deep, hidden from sight. By morning, what looked like an empty surface is covered with microscopic grains that will soon hatch into a swarm. The collected egg trays are then transferred into incubation rooms. Here, farmers use carefully mixed sand and coconut fiber to maintain airflow and avoid fungal growth. After about 10 to 15 days, the eggs crack open. Wingless nymphs, tiny, pale, and fragile, crawl out in synchrony, marking the start of a new cycle. At this stage, every detail matters. Too much moisture, and embryos suffocate. Too little, and shells harden, preventing hatching. Overcrowding can trigger cannibalism, with stronger nymphs attacking the weaker ones. That's why stocking density is tightly controlled, usually 500 to 1,000 locusts per square meter. For farmers, the challenge is not just producing life, but managing billions of them at once. One tray mishandled can mean the loss of thousands. One room mismanaged can collapse an entire season. And yet, when everything is balanced correctly, the results are staggering. A single farm, starting with just a few breeding trays, can scale up into billions of insects ready for the next stage, the feeding phase, where growth happens at a speed almost unmatched in the animal kingdom. Next, we'll see how farmers manage to fuel this explosive growth and feed a living army without chaos. Part 2. Farming the swarm: nutrition, growth, and daily care. Once the nymphs hatch, in just 30 to 35 days, these tiny wingless juveniles can grow into full adults ready for harvest. But this rapid growth only happens under strict daily care. The diet is deceptively simple: fresh green leaves. Farmers usually prepare corn stalks, elephant grass, papaya, or sweet potato leaves, all chopped into manageable pieces. The key is freshness. Even a single moldy leaf can spread disease through thousands of individuals in a matter of hours. That's why feed is delivered multiple times per day, adjusted to the swarm's appetite. An average adult locust weighs only about 300 milligrams, but when kept in groups of thousands, they consume entire trays of greens within hours. Feeding is just one part of the puzzle. Locusts also need constant access to clean water, usually provided through light misting or shallow trays. Without it, they quickly weaken, and mortality spikes. At the same time, farmers maintain strict hygiene, removing dead insects, cleaning feces, and replacing bedding materials. Skip just one day of cleaning, and the swarm can collapse under bacterial outbreaks. Perhaps the most delicate moment is molting. Young locusts shed their exoskeletons 5 to 6 times before reaching adulthood. During each molt, their bodies soften and turn nearly transparent. Farmers carefully adjust humidity to ensure the old shell slips away smoothly. Too dry, and the insect gets trapped inside its own skin. Too wet, and mold takes over. Survival during molting is often the difference between profit and loss. Daily monitoring ensures uniform growth. Farmers regularly weigh random samples to check whether feeding levels are correct. If growth slows, rations are adjusted immediately. In high-yield strains, adults can reach 400 milligrams, consuming over a gram of feed daily, numbers that, when multiplied by millions, show why efficiency is everything. Managing a swarm isn't just about feeding insects, it's about preventing chaos. Without strict order, the same animals that promise food security could easily turn back into a destructive force. Next, we'll see what happens when this living tide reaches maturity, how billions of locusts are harvested and transformed into products for the global market. Part 3, From Cage to Cuisine, Harvesting and Processing. After about a month of intense growth, the swarm is ready. Adult locusts, now fully winged and weighing around 250 to 400 milligrams each, are harvested at peak size, small enough to remain tender, but large enough to maximize yield. Unlike chickens or fish that can be collected mechanically, harvesting locusts remains a surprisingly delicate, manual process. Workers approach the cages. The key is balance. Move too quickly, and the swarm panics, injuring itself against the mesh. Move too slowly, and productivity drops. Using fine nets or mesh bags, harvesters scoop locusts directly from trays and walls, careful to preserve their fragile wings and bodies. A skilled worker can gather 10 to 15 kilograms per hour, turning what looks like chaos into a smooth routine. Once collected, the locusts are not rushed straight to market. They first undergo a rigorous cleaning process. Farms use vibrating tanks with circulating water and gentle ultrasonic waves to remove dust, leaves, and droppings. Then comes drying. Low-pressure cold air flows across conveyor belts, preserving freshness without damaging the insects. The next stage depends on the product. For live export, locusts are sealed in modified atmosphere packaging that maintains oxygen balance, allowing them to survive the journey while reducing stress. For food processing, they move to the kitchens of specialized plants. Here, the transformation begins. The locusts are briefly blanched to sterilize them, then dried, seasoned, or flash fried. In China, they're coated with chili and garlic, becoming a street snack with a fiery crunch. In Europe, companies turn them into protein powders and energy bars, marketed as clean protein for athletes and eco-conscious consumers. A single kilogram of dried locusts can retail for $100 or more in health food markets abroad. Every detail matters. Even small mistakes like poor drying or mishandling can spoil entire batches, leading to heavy losses. That's why farms treat the harvesting stage with the same care as high-end seafood or premium meat. From cages buzzing with life to neatly packaged protein snacks, locusts travel a path that flips their story from being a farmer's nightmare to being a chef's ingredient. But behind the cuisine lies a bigger question. What does this new industry mean for the future of food, for farmers, and for the environment? That's where we'll turn next. Part 4. Beyond the Farm. Risks, markets, and the future of food. Locust farming may sound like science fiction, but it's already shaping the food systems of tomorrow. Yet, as with any new industry, it comes with both promise and risk. On the market side, demand is steadily rising. In China alone, farms produce 5,000 to 8,000 tons of locusts annually, generating tens of millions of dollars. Africa calls locusts gold from the sky, with villagers harvesting swarms to feed families and sell surplus at local markets. In Europe and North America, startups package locust protein into energy bars, protein powders, and even fine dining dishes, riding on the trend of sustainable alternative proteins. The global edible insect market is projected to surpass $6 billion by 2030, and locusts are a key driver. But alongside opportunity come risks. Biosecurity is critical. Overcrowding in farms can trigger mass die-offs within hours. Poorly managed facilities risk contamination, damaging both consumer trust and industry growth. And there are ecological concerns. If locusts escape, they could merge with wild populations, sparking the very plagues this industry seeks to control. Socially, locust farming represents a shift in perception. What was once a symbol of destruction is now reframed as resilience. In rural Asia and Africa, it creates low-cost jobs and stable incomes where alternatives are scarce. But not everyone is convinced. Ethical debates remain. Should humans really commercialize a pest that has caused millennia of famine? Or is this the most rational way to turn a crisis into opportunity? The lesson is simple. Progress often means reimagining what we fear. Locusts, once a global threat, are now becoming a tool for sustainability, food security, and even innovation in cuisine. So, here's the big question for you. Would you ever try a snack made from locusts? Or even swap beef protein for insect protein if it meant saving the planet? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know where you stand. And if you enjoyed this journey into one of the world's most surprising food revolutions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Because here on Inside Food Factory, we uncover the hidden stories behind the foods that may shape our future.